is, you know, we get mad for people looking at us and, you know, quote unquote, taking, you know, what we're doing. But then in the same breath, we complain. You know, me being from Fort Smith, I didn't see not even support, but I wasn't able to see anybody do the stuff that I wanted, that I see myself doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm that for somebody else, we really should be, you know, really grateful and appreciative of that somebody actually thinks that what you did was cool.
Yeah.
And it's a way out or a way to success.
Don't settle for a thing. This message for the royal blooded who feel they supreme. I'm about that action. Watch me do it. Set a goal, then I attack it. Watch me do it. Grind, then I make it happen. Watch me do it. If I want it, I can have it. Man, watch me do it. You can watch me do it. Watch me do it. Man, you can watch me do it. Watch me do it.
Yo, what's happening, man? Welcome to another episode of Create the Culture Podcast. Back at it again. I got my guys in the building, man. DJ P Smooth, what he do, man?
What's poppin', man?
Yeah, this your episode, huh? You ready today, boy?
I'm just feeling good, man. It's a lot of good energy in the room,
Listen
man.
here, man. Also, man, you know we got to shout out, man, the fashionista over here, man.
Yeah.
He going crazy.
That boy,
I don't even know if y'all can peep the shoes right now. Dolce Gabbana to the podcast.
Come on.
It's really serious over here.
Black
Skywalker the
Bottom
manager in the building, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
Listen here, man. First thing first, bro. How y'all doing? Y'all good, bro? Everybody good, man? We got to check your health. Mental health check.
In there, bro.
Mental health check, man.
I'm copacetic, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was feeling a little anxious this past weekend, bro. Like,
I ain't even trying to be funny. That's a word I ain't never wrote down in my life or wrote on paper. How you spell that?
ANXI.
No, not that one.
Copacetic.
Yeah.
Oh, copacetic. COP. Aesthetic.
Yeah.
Listen here, man. Let's go ahead and get into the episode, man. We was talking a little bit off camera. I feel like Corey gonna chime in on this one a little bit too, because Corey was like, "Look, hey, we can holler at
Yeah, straight up.
But no, real talk. P Smooth called the group. We was chopping it up, and you know sometimes we have conversations off camera, and it's like, all right, hold that thought, bro, because we want you to say all that on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm really just gonna let you take it, man. I don't even want to tease them with what it is. I just want you to just go with what happened, bro.
All right, so you know the main topic is taking action and not hiding in the shadows of feelings, right?
Okay, where we going?
And for the most part, so the phone call happened because, you know, I mentioned in the last episode where I kind of just looked at the people around me and how they manage their time and what they do, how they handle their personal life and still expect greatness out of their, you know, careers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was just looking at myself, looking at my girl, like, you know, she just graduated from nursing school and she's in her career. And just during that process, I'm seeing her work 2 jobs, studying, you know what I'm saying, all hours of the night. And I'm just sitting here like, you know, you feel like you do a lot, you know.
Till you see somebody that
do a lot.
Sure.
And it's like, I'm like, bruh, I feel like I ain't doing not a damn thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where the phone call originated from. And, you know, that's part of the reason why, you know, I got this job and stuff like that, just really trying to get everything in order and really utilize every single hour of my day. Like, so I guess the first question I got for you guys is, you know, when you feel like you already at a high level, what motivates you guys to continue to take it to the next level?
You want to go there first, or you want me to take it?
I go there. I'll go there.
Don't go there.
So, for me personally, and I don't know if this is a Capricorn thing or what, but I have like this, this sense of humbleness that some people say that I'm too humble, but I don't look at myself as like I made it or I'm there. And you a Capricorn, so you know, like a lot of Capricorns, we're very goal driven, and so I can accomplish something, and it could be something major. I'm not gonna lie, it could be something major, And, you know, I just don't allow myself to sit in that moment for too long.
Yep.
And I know I did it. I'm happy I accomplished it, but I always know that it's something bigger and better. And I always know that I could become something greater. And not just for myself, but I really strive to be a vessel of inspiration for other people, especially the younger generation, my kids, you know, my kids' friends. You know, I love coming home and my kids saying, Dad, you know, such and such from school, they saw you or they met you and they speak so highly of you. They think you the coolest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like you knowing that you're doing something out here, you know, and it's bigger than you.
Right.
And so for me, it's just keeping that mind state of like, it's bigger than me. And I know I can always get better and be better at whatever. So.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to just reiterate the question, you was asking what really motivates us to continue to go to the next level. Man, for me, I think what I had to the first thing I had to do was learn how to like fall in love with like just growth.
Right.
And what come with it. Because I don't think at no point in my life I was really just like motivated to do anything. I believe, and I do think y'all kind of the same way. I think I just was given God-given abilities that a lot of niggas ain't got.
Right.
And I was able to like, you know, just kind of coast my way through because of the gift I had. Whether I knew I had it or not, it was, you know, basketball to music to, you know, whatever, being funny.
People just liking you.
Yeah, it just kind of just came with the life. It wasn't until I got old. I mean, a little older, and you know, I had to start making adult decisions, and I started to really prioritize. Like, okay, cool. Like, I need to do this. I need to do that. Whether it's eating better, you know, focusing on more reading and stuff that matter. And then I started to notice like the pivotal growth in my mind, and like I started to like really like it. I'm like, bro, no, I like that next level. And now I'm even more curious. And I think that's what it is that motivates me. It's like, and I tell y'all this all the time, I would have never said that my life was going to look like what it looked like today, like 7 years ago. Like, I would have never said that. Like, some of the stuff just don't feel real. And I know we talk about it all the time, but like, #1 radio show in Arkansas.
Come on.
Yeah.
Bro, I wanted to do radio, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I was just waking up every day motivated to go after the #1 spot.
Right.
But when you have these small wins, and we're going to talk about appreciating them small wins.
Yeah, no, that's really, I'm glad you touched on this.
When you got them small wins, it get to a point to where, like, you just like, bro, what else can I do? If I didn't did that, then why not this? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like, the crib we in now. I mean, y'all know my life for real.
For sure. For sure.
It look good to everybody else, but bro,
It wasn't always.
brother.
It wasn't always.
So
Shit.
now it's like I'm in this and I've been in it for a while. So it's like, why not a mansion?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why not some, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what motivates me. It's the curiosity and what can I do?
Yeah.
What else am I capable of?
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you don't even get to that point until you start with the stuff we talked about on the last episode.
Yeah.
I mean, starting with the plan, starting with the schedule,
Yeah.
and then you start to see how those things directly affect you. Because it's one thing to watch it with somebody else, but bro, when you get a little taste of you growing,
Yeah.
oh dog,
It's really crazy. It's
you
really
can make everything.
Yeah,
good.
it's really
It
self-motivated.
tastes good.
But I feel like it could be a double-edged sword sometimes too, because
Talk about it.
that very same thing kind of, with me personally, gets me comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you pay so much attention, because you know we have people in our circle that tells us you have to appreciate these small wins. Okay, so now we're not going just tunnel vision. We accomplished this #1 night show, Arkansas.
Yep.
And it's like
Now
you
we
said,
big dog.
what more can we do? And I think sometimes when you ask, I know when I ask myself certain things, like, damn, I accomplished this already. Like, what more can I do? And you think about where you came from. It's like, dang, like I'm good. I really could be straight right here. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I asked y'all, like, what continue to motivate you guys
So,
to take it to
so
take it next?
let me be more direct with the answer then.
Yeah.
You can't be the best one in the room. It's a statement that you've always heard.
Fair.
You can never be the best one in the room. If you are, you're in the wrong room.
Mm-hmm.
You have to surround yourself with people that are better than you. Now, let's get out of the mindset of proximity.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning,
Facts.
I got to get to the same, I got to go to Atlanta.
You
I got to go to Vegas. I got to go to LA. That ain't feasible for everybody. If it's feasible for you, go. I'm telling you now. If it makes sense for you, go. And for some of y'all, if it don't make sense, but God telling you to do it, go. But I don't want you thinking proximity. Your mind, your environment, the things you listen to. Like I told y'all know me. I'm an advocate for podcasts, and lately I've been listening to more success-driven, goal-driven podcasts. But that's because proximity-wise, we don't live in the same crib no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't got y'all to wake up to every day and go, all right, so what we grinding with next?
Right.
So you have to find ways, and there's so many creative ways, Google, Facebook, all this stuff is positive. You just choosing to use it in a negative way, but you have to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are better than you. So the motivation is that now no longer am I looking up to people that have the same lifestyle as me.
Okay.
I'm looking up to the father,
Yeah.
the successful father. And I don't have a kid now, but if you're a father and you treat your daughter and your son right, that's what I look up to because I want to be like that.
Yeah, I want to spark. Yeah.
And and the same thing with everything else. So it's like in finance. I don't want to talk to you if you only making $100,000 no more. I'm sorry, but we've reached that point to where
Yeah, we
that
trying
money
to.
has been made. So
Yeah.
now I want to talk to the 500,000 and up,
Right.
and just see what the qualities they have,
Yeah.
what things they have, and then the only thing that happens is you just elevate. You slowly adjust your habits, adjust the things you're gonna do to those schedules that we want you to make,
Yep.
and life finds its way to you. I want to say this to everybody: successful people don't try to be successful. Successful people have successful habits, and success finds them. It's not like it's we waking up every day and it's like,
It ain't.
where the money? I
Right.
gotta get to the money. No, it's principle driven. Like
Yeah.
what you abide by. Like that's why people tell you like get in a relationship with God. Like those things are the most important things because it is. Like, can you keep your mind right? Are you
Yeah.
gonna fluster every second something go
Something will
wrong?
go wrong,
Like
yeah.
Because ultimately you need to be able to reproduce whatever success is coming your way in any situation.
durability.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you really got to find that within.
Yeah.
And going back to the proximity and things like that, and being able to find success in other areas and things like that. Like, do you feel like where you grew up, like how we grew up in Arkansas? I know we all from different cities. Like, do y'all feel like that helped you become who you are, or did you feel like you was being held back a
Walker
little
gotta
bit?
take that first.
No,
Yeah.
He got to. That's New York.
I 100% can say my environments of where I grew up at definitely directly affected who I am today. My first part of my life, I was in New York, Brooklyn, New York, and Patterson, New Jersey. My dad's side, they from New Jersey.
Okay.
And so, getting that city feel, it's a lot of things you learn in a big city because it's a lot more fast paced. Some have to grow up quicker, when you're a youngster or whatnot. And then coming to the South and growing up my later years in Arkansas and Conway, Conway really embraced me. But I think my growing up in the big city and being around all different types of cultures and whatnot made me accepting coming to the South, where I came here at a time where, and even now, you still have a little racial tension. You have different things going on here in Arkansas, but my outlook kind of gave me a leeway to be accepting to everyone, and so everyone accepted me. So growing up in Conway, everybody likes Skywalker. You know
Nah,
what I mean?
facts.
It was just kind of like a thing. Like I kind of fit in with everybody. I got along with everybody. Even within the black culture, you know, sometimes we can tend to write somebody off like, oh, he a nerd, or you know, she's different, she's gothic,
weird,
or, you know, they
yeah.
weird or whatever. I kind of meshed with everybody. Cats that was gang banging, you know what I'm saying? They fool with me. They look out with me. I got a little street cred just hanging out. I'm not even gang affiliated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But everybody showed love. They knew I was neutral. So I'm good over here with the Crips. I'm good with the Bloods. I'm good with the GDs, Vice Lords, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with everybody.
Nah,
so,
facts.
but then I could go throw on a 3-piece suit and go to the country club and chill with my white counterparts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm good with the Hispanics, all of that, but
Facts.
it was just like growing up in Conway, it was kind of a melting pot of everything, and it definitely directly affected who I am today and how I carry myself, when I meet new people in the industry in these different cities and whatnot, how I interact with them and be sociable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that, and I'm just gonna piggyback right off of that. I do think your environment play a part. As y'all know, I drive the whole create the culture situation because that's just how I was brought up. My dad always told me you're the product of your environment. When I was younger, I didn't know what it meant, but as I grew up, I lived by that code. And I tell people that all the time: you're a product of your environment until your environment becomes a product of you. Mm-hmm. And when you reach the point to where your environment becomes a product of you, then you affect everybody around you because of the way you move. And you become that person that the other person looking up to. Meaning, when I told you that I don't look at people that do the same thing I do now. So I try to reach a level. But what happens on that hierarchy is that when you go up, now people starting to look at you. Mm-hmm. And you become the product, you know, then the environment becomes a product of you, meaning everything around you is trying to be.
They're trying to be you,
like you, and that shouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, people that got a problem with that too. I've always
man, they gonna open up a.
They gonna do that as soon as I do it.
Yeah,
I mean, you're doing the right thing. Like, get used to it. Because I mean, when you
used to it.
when you're climbing, that's what happens. Yep. Everybody wants to do what you do. They want to mimic, and I'm not mad at you for getting mad. When we, I'm telling you now, me and Peace Move verbatim. A couple of you DJs and hosts, we was upset about y'all doing the same thing we did. But we get it. I mean, we get it. We dope.
And the crazy thing about that is, you know, we get mad for people looking at us and, you know, quote unquote, taking, you know, what we're doing. But then in the same breath, we complain, you know, me being from Fort Smith. I didn't see not even support, but I wasn't able to see anybody do the stuff that I wanted, that I see myself doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm that. Yeah. For somebody else, we really should be, you know, really grateful and appreciative of that somebody actually thinks that what you did was cool.
Yeah.
And it's a way out or a way to success. You know what I'm saying?
I want to bring this point up because we talking about it, and it's a safe place. This podcast is a safe place. As y'all know, my girl, shouts out my girl, Misha V. She jumping into her fashion world. You know, she wants to do fashion design, and she come from a small town. And the closest thing to motivation to do it that she probably got, directly. Well, I was having the challenge of like motivating it. You know what I'm saying? Not even from a standpoint of like you go after what you want, because of course I'm going, do that. But how do you guys find yourself finding that? I guess that motivation when it's an area that you may not be familiar with or may not have experience with. For instance, the first thing we chose to do, I chose basketball, you chose hoop. We had a culture of that. You know what I'm saying? We had an environment of that.
Yeah.
When it's not conducive in your environment at all, and that's why I'm asking you the question, because no shade to Fort Smith. But choosing to be a DJ in Fort Smith, Arkansas, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost just as crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost just as crazy as being from Arkansas and wanting to be in the fashion industry.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, no shade.
That's real.
Here,
that's real.
Where did you find? I'm asking because I want to take this off.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like, my dad was a DJ. Like, he wasn't, back then DJ was a little different. It was his side hustle.
Okay.
It wasn't how I chose it to be my career. And
Did you know this before you chose to be a DJ?
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like, what's crazy is seeing him DJ is not what motivated me to become a DJ. Like, growing up, I found my love for hip hop and music through my dad. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't make me want to be a DJ. I just know I wanted to be around music. I honestly thought I would be an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody go through that high school phase, junior high, where you want to be a rapper and stuff like that. Right. But growing up in Fort Smith, I really didn't see, DJs, like, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't really hit me until I got out of Fort Smith and got to, college at UCA and saw a DJ like really in his bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, seeing the effects of how he was making people feel and stuff like that. I'm like, bruh, that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What's so crazy is I don't even know how, but in like 15 seconds you answered everything. Because I mean, it's something that we've just been saying. It's what you're talking about. It's the environment, the culture.
Yeah, no, for real.
What we talking about?
Like, no shade on Fort Smith, but what I did notice just growing up was that it's nothing there that's really progressive. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the dreams that kids had growing up, it's like, yeah, we had the dreams, but it was dreams that was kind of instilled in us based on the resources that we had. Like, of course, everybody had hoop dreams. Everybody had football dreams because we saw people that was going to college off of football and, basketball. We seen people in the league, but I never seen anybody from Fort Smith that really just made it in the music industry to, like, kind of where we at now. I guess a few cats that's around my age, but even them, they kind of left Fort Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at a young age, I knew I had to get out of Fort Smith in order to really dive deep and succeed in the areas that I was trying to succeed at. Yeah,
and this like, it's on topic, but I gotta mention it because, of course, it's giving kudos to the city of Little Rock, and the kudos actually come from Skywalker, and I'm gonna bring it up because I just want you to hit on it. Okay. For the sports people out there, because you mentioned, you was, and by the way, we told this story once again, but if you don't know why Skywalker got his name, it's definitely not for being a manager. Go back to a couple episodes and you're gonna find out why. But Skywalker, we was talking about how you came from New York and you was hooping. Mm-hmm. Of course, you was out dogging everything in Conway. And you mentioned how, like, you was like, bro, if I hooped in Little Rock, I'd probably be in a whole nother situation right now.
Facts.
And I want you to just talk very, very briefly on what you meant with that statement.
It was the environment, the culture. I was able to, like he said, I came to Conway and the competition level wasn't there. It was a couple, now don't get me wrong, it was a couple guys that was definitely some hoopers in Conway at that point in time, in my age range. But that whole ballers life thing, wasn't really a thing in Conway. And so I was blessed to have a AAU coach come watch me play in City League down in Conway. And I think I dropped about 30-something that game. It went into overtime. I hit the game-winning shot. It was like a berserk. I didn't even know he was there. And so, I was like in 6th grade at the time. Right. And he came. The team was the North Little Rock Tar Heels. And he came.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, and so he came. And he was like, yo, I want you to come try out for my team. I didn't know what AAU was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I went, tried out, made the team, and was able to play with some great basketball players, Trent Cooksey, you know what I'm saying, cats like that. And so, right, that team was crazy. We made it to nationals that year and everything. Mm-hmm. So we had a nice little squad that year. But that was my first year being introduced to Little Rock, to the culture, and knowing that, it's some basketball players in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to New York where you got to get out.
Yeah, everybody hooping.
Everybody can hoop. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I came here, it wasn't that in Conway.
Right.
It wasn't that. Now, everybody in Conway hooping. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? You just didn't have a lot of cats going crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And so, when I got introduced to the culture of Little Rock, it was different. It was different. And I wasn't numero uno no more. You know
I got to tell y'all thank you because I'm genuinely, I was asking that question because I felt like I needed to be the one that was the answer, and I'm not. When I'm talking about my girl, when you know, helping her get motivated into it's putting her in the right environment and allowing that to work itself out once you get put into that environment. So appreciate y'all for that answer. Now I still want to stay there because that's along the same lines of what Corey was talking about. I even called Corey when I was trying to figure out answers to how I could help motivate my girl in this field or what I could do, you know, outside of just, you know, booking photo shoots and the only stuff I know to do. Yeah. But Corey mentioned off air, and I'm going to actually ask you again, specifically the point, because we got to chime in on that. Because people out there that's always looked at as the person that's got to motivate. And you was mentioning how, I'm just going to let you, what was you actually saying?
So really it's just kind of like, I feel like at times you get looked at as like the person everybody come to, you know, get a little motivation, actually how to start. Me as a photographer, I get a lot of people ask me, you know, how do I get into modeling? How do I do this? How do I do that? And, you know, over years, like, you start getting a little jaded because you feel like, well, man, like, why do I have to tell you to go work? Why do I have to tell you to go figure it out? Or how to figure it out? But then you step back into it and you realize, like, man, that next one probably could have been the one that I really could have made a difference. You know,
So your question may be like, how do, as the motivator, how do you stay motivated to motivate other people?
Like, how do I keep myself motivated?
That's real.
And I would say, like, honestly, my friend, he lives by this quote, and I kind of took it in my life. I might not be rich in money, or I might not have, like, the most amount of things, but I'm rich in relationships. And I think the key with that is honestly, like, I get inspired by seeing other people doing what they do and, like, figuring out their creative journey. Like, to your point, yeah, I might not be in the field of DJing or management, but man, that gets me excited.
Exactly.
Like, seeing y'all do that thing, so like having people around you, like growing, like that's what keeps me motivated. And to your point earlier, like that's what pushes me to keep doing what I'm doing. To go learn more.
That's what's
that makes sense. So to anybody out there, because I know we got to check on the friend to check on friends. So y'all probably out there listening. Exactly what he said is what you got to be mindful of. Protect your relationships. Protect them. And if you don't got them, go find them.
What they say, your network is your net worth.
Most definitely. And that ain't all got to do with money, man. Like you said, rich in relation, rich in emotion, man. It's good to get around people that just think better. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's
for real.
Good to get around people that got their soul right. I love to stay around people that pray every day. I promise you, like, you can kick it with me every day if I know that you praying every day. Like, that's the type of people I need around me. It might not be cool to bring you to the club, but
balance.
I mean, I like to have people around me for that very reason. So, and I'll let y'all chime in on that too, because for me, I'm gonna say that. That's why these brothers right here that's on this podcast, that's why we do everything together. There was a time when we was trying to do things separately, not because we didn't like each other. We were just trying to grow. But when you get out here in the field and you realize the importance of your relationships, like, I ain't gonna lie, P Smooth gave me the realest call ever. He was just like, straight up, bro, I don't even mean to sound like pause when I say this, but like, I want to do everything with you. Like whatever got to happen to make that happen, let's do that. And I'm like, bro, what's crazy is I feel the exact same way, man. And it's not no shade to nobody else. James finna fall over in the back. Production gonna fall down. Whole episode gonna be over. But
shout out to James
with them shorts. I had to say it. My bad. I had to say it. Listen though, man. No, them relationships are very important to get. If it's somebody out there, that's my question. If it's somebody out there that's looking for that relationship, and because they ain't got it, I mean, we blessed to have it. Do y'all feel like they not paying attention to the right people, or is there a practice to put yourself in a different,
I mean, most creatives are like, I can't think of the word, but I'm gonna just say antisocial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Introverts.
Yep.
That's the word I'm looking for. So networking is sometimes, comes off as a little complicated. But in all honesty, though, networking is a skill just like any other things that you do creatively. Like you gotta find creative ways to make yourself known and build relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? Like my main thing that I do is I just keep it real and be myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I don't feel like talking to people, I might say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, excuse my attitude today. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, but I really don't feel like being here. Yep. But but what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm all about it. And most of the time, anytime I feel like I don't feel like being somewhere, that's the place I need to be. Like something always crazy happens. Like I meet the most, the person that I need to meet at that time in my life. Like it's so crazy. So sometimes you got to fight those natural urges that we have with our personalities and really just, ask yourself, how bad do you want to reach those goals? Because you might just be a connection or a relationship away from meeting those goals.
Nah, relationships are very important. One thing you got to realize is, what's the old saying? It take a village. And so that doesn't just go to raising a child. That's in your adult life as well. We have a thing in this culture where we say, "Oh, I'm self-made. I'm my own boss. I did it on my own." Nobody doing shit on their own. Let's just be 100. You're not gonna make it out here on your own. And so the relationships that you build, the network that you put around you and you build in place, that's gonna help you get to where you done became this boss. But you got to look at all the people that helped you get to where you are, and that comes from relationships. And let's think about it with us three. We made the most money when we doing stuff together. You know what I'm saying? When we met, when we all linked up and we came together, at one point we had tension. I had my stuff going on over here. Y'all had y'all stuff going on. But then when we let bygones be bygones, we linked up. We cracking, we shutting cities down.
And we gonna talk about shutting those cities down.
And ain't nobody did it since. I mean, I'm just put out there.
Hey, but nobody never will either.
And so it's all about relationships, though. And,
most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to make sure that I give my 2 cents into that, and I'm gonna piggyback off both of you. You talking about ironing the skill set, networking being a new skill set.
Yeah.
But you also talking about the raise the village point. When you say that's not just talking about a child, and that's true. But also look at your new skill set as a child. Look at it. I mean, raise it like it's a child. It's new. It's not going to be developed. You're not going to know what exactly to do. Stop looking for what exactly to do. It's brand new. I mean, and be okay with the mistakes that come with something being brand new. Your kid ain't going to know how to walk. They going to fall over. Let them fall. That's the same thing with your new skill sets. You going to fall. It's going to be times where you run into people who shiesty. Don't let that ruin everything. It's going to be times where you mess up opportunities. That's okay. But you got to get into the field. Because if you ain't in the field, you out of whack. And let's stop talking about the ideas. All right? Let's just stop.
Put them in action.
Let's just put them in action. That's what the episode is about. Putting it in action, man. And I'm telling you, if you don't got any accountability partners, we going to be your accountability partners. You ain't got nobody to network with, we going to be your network. So you ain't got no more excuses. Subscribe to the channel right now.
Yeah.
Make sure you like the video.
Yeah.
Drop the topics that you want us to talk about, because we are your network. Now we your new homeboys, all right? So you said you ain't got nobody to talk to. Yeah, you do. Right here with the Create the Culture podcast, man. Once again, we want to thank y'all for rocking out with us this week.
Don't settle for a thing. This message for the royal blooded who feel they supreme. I'm about that action. Watch me do it. Set a goal and I attack it. Watch me do it.